Those are the gem of opportunities that you have to completely, radically change the course of your life. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Christina and we're back with another quitting smoking support video. So in my last quitting smoking support video, I shared that I would maybe come back with a Q&A, answer some questions I've been getting on my channel in regards to quitting smoking. So let's do that. The first question I have is from Chris C. And Chris C says, I'm having cravings all day, every day. I've smoked for 20 years. Any tips for the cravings? Well, obviously I can relate. When I decided to quit smoking, I knew that cravings was my weakness. Those were the moments when I had to really move myself to not smoke. Because what is the craving? The craving is instructions. The craving is your mind and your body saying, this is the time we have a cigarette. This is when I want a cigarette. This is now. Now is the time. And this is like actually wires we've created in our brain through actions over time, you know, where it's like that wire connection wants its, you know, its impulse, it's, you know, it's solidification, it's like, whatever. I don't even know what it's called. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but cravings are just the instructions that we give to ourselves to do or take the action or do the thing that we always do. It's part of the habit. It's part of the pattern, right? I mean, I can only share obviously my experience in relation to it, which was I didn't really treat the cravings in terms of like, you know, there might be some kind of tea that supports with a nicotine craving, or there might be some foods that supported nicotine craving. There might be some tincture somewhere that someone invented that supports with cravings. The way I approached it was much more logistical, like understanding that physically I'm going to experience these moments where I'm tempted to smoke because of a craving, because I'm craving this thing, because I want to do this action, because I want to participate in this pattern that I've been participating in. And the way that I dealt with those was simply not giving into it. And I find those are the moments. Those are the moments that are the hardest, but those are the moments where you transcend this. Those are the moments where if you don't give in to the craving, it will pass and you have now walked through one obstacle closer to that point where it no longer has that power over you, such as a craving. I'll say that I craved smoking probably within the first 4 to 5 months. It wasn't until around 6 months when the craving seemed to really subside. Like I think it was around the 6-month mark where I was like, oh, I haven't even thought about having a cigarette. So I think up until then, I was still like having cravings and having to like move myself to not participate in acting out this behavior. And over time, obviously it got easier. Like it wasn't, that first week of stopping cravings was the hardest versus the, you know, week 2 within month 5, it wasn't as strong, obviously. But those are the moments. Those are the gem of opportunities that you have to completely, radically change the course of your life. Those are the moments. And I know that for me, I used to fear those moments so much. I thought those were the moments that terrified me the most because I thought I was so weak and I would always succumb to the craving. But what I found was my power and my decision and my will to end and change this behavior. And those were the moments when I walked through cravings without giving in to what the instructions was, which was smoke. When I got to the other side of it and didn't smoke, I felt so free. I felt so proud. I felt so capable. I was so happy. And it does pass. It is not a continual experience. So one thing you can do to support yourself in terms of dealing with cravings is knowing that this moment will pass. So the idea is that you're finding ways to get yourself through the experience of craving, the momentary experience of craving while it's happening. One time I quit, this was before I quit for good. I had an experience where I quit and it had been a couple months and I was leaving work and my habit usually was to have cigarettes on my lunch break. And in this moment leaving work, I was craving a cigarette so bad. I had already made the decision that I was gonna go buy a pack of cigarettes. But on my way to the store, I called my husband, my partner, and I told him, listen, I'm having some really strong cravings right now. I'm on my way to the store. I've already decided to buy a pack of cigarettes, but I'm calling you right now as a last ditch effort to see if there is any way to save this. And I talked to him for a while, and I just, it's like that point of really just expressing my experience. Like, man, I fucking want a cigarette so bad because of this reason, and because of this reason, and this reason gave me that craving. And I just expressed how I was feeling. And then we talked about why I was quitting, and would I be satisfied if I went and bought a pack of cigarettes, and would that one cigarette really suffice for all the effort I had already put in? Would that be worth it? I ended that conversation feeling stronger and feeling like I had passed that craving, and I decided not to buy a pack of cigarettes, and so I quit a little bit longer. So one thing you can do for those cravings is, when you're in the midst of that, call someone. Or another thing you can do is, I found what is helpful for me in changing habits is, if I do a certain pattern every day, like this is my routine, I wake up, I have my coffee, and I go smoke a cigarette. If you have a certain pattern or a routine that you live out every day that has cigarettes included, what if you did something else instead? That first 1 to 2 months of quitting smoking, I had to stop what my daily routine was, because everything was a trigger. Everything caused this craving within me. And so I had to change my daily habits to do other things that weren't so triggering for me. And so I did. I stopped doing certain things that were a part of my smoking lifestyle. And in time, I was able to go back to those activities, but it took a minute for me to rewire myself into understanding that I don't include smoking in these activities or around these activities. So it's also that point of, you have a decision before you. You can go smoke because you have this craving, or you can do something you've never done before. You can go for a walk. You can make a phone call. You could do yoga. You could do meditation. You could do something really physical, because sometimes cravings are so physically ingrained in our bodies that they're so automatic. We don't even have to think about it. We just feel that craving physically. So you could go do something physical. Go for a swim. Go walk the dog. Go fucking punch a punching bag. Go to the gym. It's like, do something physical to redirect that energy so that it's not being channeled into the craving, but it's being channeled into your physical well-being, in physical exercise activity. Yeah, so I guess that's the major thing that I really want to share for this in terms of dealing with cravings, is knowing that those are moments of time that you will have to face when you decide to quit smoking. But don't feel powerless in relation to it, because they're temporary. And if you can get yourself through, there is other sides to it. I talked in my other video about how in quitting smoking, you sometimes have to walk through the shadow of the valley of death. Is that what it's called? I don't know. But it's like, the whole process of quitting smoking is like sometimes of feeling like a really dark tunnel. And then you get out on the other side of it, and you've quit, and it doesn't bother you anymore. It has no power over you anymore. You've quit, and you're satisfied, and it just doesn't occupy your mind at all. It's like getting to the light at the end of the tunnel. That whole experience exists on a day-to-day basis also. They're like mini experiences that you go through in relation to the craving. So you're doing whatever, and all of a sudden you have a craving come up. You stop. You breathe. You breathe again. You breathe again. You look at the decision within yourself. Okay, I see I have a craving right now, but this is the reasons why I want to quit smoking. And even though my mind is telling me that smoking would be the most glorious thing in the world right now, I know that after that, I'm gonna be disappointed, because I want to quit. And these are the reasons I want to quit. And these are the reasons it's practical for me to quit. And these are the reasons why I decided to quit smoking. And so you look at those decisions, and then if that doesn't get you through, you look at what can you do physically to redirect yourself. In essence, it comes down to a decision. You're always making a decision in the moment. You're making a decision always to either follow the craving, which is this physically habitual, ingrained pattern that you've developed through years and years of taking the same action, or you decide to change course and, despite that craving, do something else. You have that power to do that. You don't have to just listen to that craving and think that you have no power over that. Indeed, you have all the power. You are so powerful, you created that craving. You enslaved yourself to this whole addiction. And I wrote a blog about this. I'll put that link below so you can see it. But it's just that point of realize that you are this powerful to simply make a decision to change courses. But it is in these moments of cravings where you have the greatest opportunity to transcend and to move beyond and to move past and to see how capable you really are. It's like cravings are an opportunity for you to realize your true power. So yeah, maybe even simply changing your relationship to these cravings, instead of seeing it as something to fear because it overpowers you and you feel like you have no control over it and you have to just go do this thing, consider, I can make a decision to do something else despite what my craving tells me. I have the power to do that. And I know that this will pass. I know that I can get through this. I know that there is another side to this, and in doing that, I'm showing myself how capable I really am. And if I do that enough times, I'm reinforcing this idea within myself that I am powerful. I'm setting the tone of my life. I'm making the rules. I'm determining what I want to experience and what I don't want to experience. I'm deciding to be directive principle of my life, and I'm choosing to quit smoking. And so I'm going to choose to do this activity instead. I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to call a family member. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go for a jog. I'm going to go freaking punch a punching bag. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to support myself to get beyond this craving, because this craving will pass. This experience of believing I want a cigarette so bad is temporary. Don't let go of all the time and effort you've given to yourself in your quitting journey with just a momentary urge. You know, it will pass. It will pass. So realize you're powerful against the cravings. You created the cravings and you can recreate them. You can change them. You can redirect them. You can eradicate them from you completely. So know that. Know what your power is. Stand in your power. Stand in your directive principle to decide to do something different and to give yourself an opportunity once and for all to live something differently, to see what is the result I get by changing myself in my life. And so with that said, I will end this vlog here. Thank you for the question, Chris. Good luck. I know cravings are a fucking bitch to walk through, but it is absolutely possible. I've done it. So many other people have done it. You're in that position now where it's your turn to walk through it, and it's your choice. It's always your choice. Yeah, just know that you're powerful and you can do it, and it will pass, and there is another side to it. And you just have to get creative and innovative and decide to be the one to actually change your life. So thanks. If you have any other questions, anyone listening that has any questions about quitting smoking support, definitely let me know in the comment sections. I'd be happy to do more videos about this. I love supporting people and realizing what they're really capable of. And also, as a reminder, I am working on a quitting smoking support ebook that should be out very soon. So if you'd like to know about that, comment, let me know also, or subscribe, and you will see it in time to come. So thanks for walking with. Good luck. You got this. Take care.